How y'all doing? Y'all know when y'all see these faces, we about to get to it, right? We talking about Eastside Pitbull Cruz and Rayo. We talking about Jerry Big Baby Anderson versus McCully, and we talking about Terrence Bud Crawford versus Israel Madrimov. Stay tuned. What it is, baby. Y'all already know what it is. It's one of the hosts, the big boss hog, boss dog, can't poke through that door. We got Coach B right there, aka Brody on the Hustle. This is Clutch Factory. You know what I'm saying? We still got mind on greatness because our mind still focused on greatness. That's just what it is. But anyway, back to the meat potatoes of the situation. You know, meat potatoes, that's the main entree, the main thing. We talking about that card that happened yesterday. We talking about Eastside People Cruz versus El Rayo. Eastside People Cruz took a loss, got outboxed, couldn't figure it out. We talking about Jerry Big Baby Anderson, got stopped. Terrence Crawford got a gift. We're gonna talk about it, but let's start first. Eastside People Cruz versus El Rayo. Coach, what did you see in that particular fight? How did you like the fight? And did you agree with El Rayo winning the fight? Let me know something.
First and foremost, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, please. We can't do without y'all. Y'all know that. So let's keep this thing rolling. Let's keep this thing growing. Everybody's invited. Let everybody know. So please hit the subscribe button. Let's go ahead and get into it. El Rayo versus Aesop Pitbull Cruz. I'm gonna go with the El Rayo side of it first, because that was a master fight plan put together. And honestly, I'll be truthful about this. I thought Pitbull Crew was gonna put it off some way somehow, but El Rayo stuck to the plan. He outboxed him. Now, for those that don't know and understand boxing, when you got somebody like Isak Pitbull Crew, somebody that comes forward no matter what. Oh, wait, make sure y'all understand. Pause. No freaky is in full effect at this time. But anyways, like I was saying, for those of you who don't understand boxing and just a casual in and out, somebody with an attacking style like Eastside Pitbull Cruz coming forward, no matter what punches you throwing, no matter how fast you move, no matter how slow you move, no matter what's going on, you have to come up with a solidified boxing, understand boxing game plan, fight plan, excuse me, to execute and get a big win like El Rayo did. And him and Garcia, Coach Garcia, they stuck to it. Perfect. Didn't deviate away from it at all. Great great footwork, great use of hands, great use of the ring. Araya would get on the ropes, but he wouldn't linger on the ropes. He would use the ropes. He would bounce off, come up with a little lead uppercut, come around with a looping hook, spin out of there, reset. So great game plan for them. Great fight plan. I keep saying game plan. Boxing ain't a game. Let's understand that. Great fight plan. My bad. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful to watch because a lot of people don't get to see a true boxing fight plan, and El Rayo and Coach Garcia did their thing with this one. And like I said earlier, I'll be honest, I thought Eastside Pitbull Cruz was gonna pull it off. I thought he was gonna land one of them crazy punches and put that boy in another world, sleepland, dreamland, whatever you want to call it, Candyland, whatever you want to call it. I thought he was gonna sleep that boy. It was one point at the end of the 11th round where Pitbull caught him, and that boy eyes went kind of cross. I was like, oh, don't do it at the end, El Rayo. But again, like I say, congratulations to El Rayo. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing. He's going to be a great champion for some time to come. And I want to segue to the judges real quick. Whatever set of judges that was on ringside, thank you for blessing us with the right set of judges, because some judges would have scored that fight unanimous for El Rayo. They would have scored it majority decision for Pitbull Cruz. And I was like, right before me and Capo was chopping it up during the whole fight, I said, this is a split down the middle, a split to El Rayo, nothing else. It should be a split down the middle to El Rayo. And they called it just like that. And I'm glad they got it right, because that's good for the sport of boxing when you got judges at ringside that's paying attention to everything that's going on. Now, for Pitbull, he's still a great to me. He's still going to be a great to me, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? He just has to add a few more things to his fight plan, meaning how to actually come inside, how to actually work your way inside with some type of jab, some type of lead hand jab. I don't care what it is, if it's a up jab, straight jab, flicking jab, whatever you want to do. You need to add a jab to your fight plan. It has to be there because the blueprint is out now. You want to beat Eastside Pitbull Cruz. I don't know why people ain't been with it, but if you want to beat him, you go back and look at this footage, this film, this tape, and El Rayo will tell you exactly how to beat a Pitbull Cruz. Now, I'll say this again. I'll say this too about Pitbull Cruz. He's going to have to stop wanting to resort to every punch being a power punch. It's okay to take some off just to go and see what you can touch. See what you can touch first before you just start throwing, crazy haymakers and nuclear bombs trying to knock people out. Because again, the plan is out. Footwork, head movement, soft pop punches, bounce off the ropes and get what you can, spin them and get out of there. It's out there. It's out there now. So people, good job by you though, because hey, we see it's still tough to beat a Pitbull Cruz. It's still tough. You know what I'm saying? But again, that was a great fight between two Mexican warriors. That Rayo is the Mexican true Mexican warrior champ in this division now. And he gonna be there for some time to come. There's still some flaws in this game. I'll let Capo touch up on that though. But at the same time, great fight. The judges got it right. Good job by both competitors, and it was fun to watch. What you got on this, Capo?
I second that everything you said. You touched on everything. I would just point out the flaws for Arayo. Arayo, I thought his performance was beautiful. The judges got it right. I think that he needs to work on keeping that chin tucked. His chin was in the air a lot. And, Pitbull Cruz, wasn't able to capitalize on that opportunity. I mean, yeah, he caught some shots in, that had that boy looking crazy. But, at the end of the day, you got to get that chin down. If you get in there with a Gary Antoine Russell or, the Puerto Rican Monster, they basically going to put you down. You know what I mean? So I want him to continue to get better. I mean, this him being in Robert Garcia's gym has done wonders for him. He left David Benavidez, Jose Benavidez Sr., and came down to, Southern California. I think that's where Robert Garcia's gym is. And he got great work. And you could tell that sparring is increasing his knowledge in boxing. He's being challenged, and he's being able to add to his arsenal as a fighter. So, I'm heavily impressed. I have no doubt in my mind that he will stop keeping his chin in there because I'm not going to lie. I picked Eastside Pitbull Cruz to beat El Rayo. I thought El Rayo was going to come in there and try to brawl. I thought Pitbull Cruz was going to be able to do that. But like you pointed out and like he showed, he was able to stick to the game plan. For Pitbull Cruz, like you pointed out, I want him to be able to take some off those punches. When you fighting a guy or sparring a guy and pause, and you know that every shot gonna be a hard shot, it's easy for you to brace for that. You get what I mean? But if you don't set it up, pepper him up, then throw that hard shot, right? It's hard for him to brace for that when you're switching the tempo of your punches. You get what I mean? And that's what Eastside Pitbull Cruz got to do. He also got to jab more and throw a couple of straight punches in his arsenal. He throws a lot of looping shots, which could work. I mean, I understand he's a shorter guy, so him jumping up, he catching dudes off guard because a lot of dudes are probably expecting him to come straight down the middle, and he's going around the guard to catch him. And I understand that, but at the same time, in order for him to be a great in the sport of boxing, which we all know Eastside Pitbull Cruz is tough. But as you know, Coach, you could be tough in that boxing ring and still get hands, fists, and feet and head put on you. Pause. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. So being tough don't mean anything. It's this, right? Boxing is a chess game. It's a thinking man's game. And that's just how the cookie crumbles. So, but I think Eastside Pitbull Cruz will be back. And I think he'll be able to rise back to the occasion. You know what I mean? He just got to come back with a better game plan and add to his arsenal a little bit. But I really want Eastside Pitbull Cruz to take time to develop his game a little more, and get back in there in another top fight. So we shall see what Eastside Pitbull Cruz does. But on to the next. Jared Big Baby Anderson. That's an upset right there. But Kelly had that boy neck doing this. Like he had Tourette's or something. That boy Nick was trying to touch his dang spinal cord, bro. So,
Facts.
Coach, what did you see in there? What did you see from Jerry Big Baby?
Uh, I'll be honest, man. The promising big fella heavyweight. I believe they got the hype train started and took off without him. I think they way ahead of schedule. I think they need to stop the hype train, lock the tracks, leave it in place, go back to the drawing board and rebuild, start him over and rebuild from scratch. Not saying change what he does as a fighter and as a boxer, but at the same time, they need to check his mental, check how they training him, and make sure they keeping up with where he's at. Because, like I said, they're ahead of the game. They're ahead of where he's actually at. You know what I'm saying? And this shout out to him because this ain't easy. Somebody come tell me I'm sitting at 250, 270 maybe. They come tell me, hey, we got a 300-pound monster from Congo, the Republic of Congo, ready to get in there with you. It might be easy to say because you're not thinking somebody at 300 pounds got any skill or know what they're doing. They just looking for a bomb shot to knock you out.
Mm.
So shout out to Big Baby Anderson for even accepting this fight. It says a lot about his character, you know what I'm saying? It says he's down for the cause, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he looked a bit lethargic, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a lot more he could have done within this match, within this bout, to keep himself, in a better situation, in a better predicament, because the fight plan wasn't there. He was literally at the end, on the receiving end of every punch Bacoli threw. Every punch. It didn't matter if it was a jab, hook, uppercut, overhand, looping right, looping left. Every punch he threw, he was at the receiving end of it. He wasn't moving his head. His timing was off. His footwork was bad. He was going backwards. Why are you going backwards against a dude that you know his only game plan is to come forward and throw at you? 300 pounds, all he need to do is land two, three punches in a row. Maybe not even that, maybe one or two. Why are you walking backwards? Your game plan should have been, let's get in the center of the ring. I'm going to hold you here to the center of the ring, and we're going to dance. If you don't know what dance means, that means we turning, we pivoting, we angling, I'm slipping, I'm rolling, I'm pulling a little bit. You pulling a little bit, but at the same time, center of the ring, and I'm glued to the chest. I'm glued to his chest. So all those big shots is short. They're jam packed. He can't get nothing on it. All those looping shots is going around the back of my head. That should have been the game plan. I don't know what the true fight plan. I said game plan again. I don't know what the true fight plan was, but whatever it was, that stuff need to be scrapped and trash, burnt up, wrapped up. What you say, body bag and toe tag? That stuff need to be thrown out the window. You know what I'm saying? Need to be thrown out the window because that was not the right fight plan to beat a guy like Bacoli. And I think, you know what I'm saying, I'm not writing him off. I'm not writing him off by a long shot because he still got a long way to go. He got a lot more to learn. He got to get his mental right. He got to get his fight plan right. He got to get with the right coach too as well. I don't know. I think he with Sugar Hill right now. I believe he's working with Sugar Hill. Sugar Hill is not a bad coach at all, but at the same time, they both need to go back to the drawing board and understand who he truly is as a fighter before they get back in there with some solid competition like Bacoli. Now I'm gonna transfer to Bacoli real quick. Bacoli surprised the hell out of me. Straight up. I did not think this dude had any skill at all. But the dude showed good skill coming forward with the jab, coming forward with a 1-2-1-2, coming with an uppercut. I'm like, okay, but Cody got some skill. And I went back and I tracked his record. He only got one loss, I believe. If I was looking at it right, I believe he only got one loss. You know what I'm saying? That says a lot about him. He's got some skill. He knows what he's doing, and he had the fight plan for his build and his arsenal, and it worked. It worked. I mean, a couple times he caught Baby with the hook. The hook was, dazing him. He was throwing a jab. The jab was, setting him up. But them uppercuts was on the money. His uppercuts was the money shot. And I believe them uppercuts put Big Baby down twice. And he kind of finished him up with the straight shots, when he got back up the second time. But again, shout out to Bacoli, the big Congo monster, man. That dude big. He got some skill. He a force to be reckoned with. But it again, good fight plan, way to execute for Bacoli and for Big Baby Anderson. Get it right, man. Tell him slow the hype train down, stop the hype train. Let me get back in my groove. Let me catch back up. Y'all pushing me too fast. Slow down. Let's go back to the drawing board. Get it right.
I mean, I agree with everything you said. I mean, you broke it down, to the T. So it's really just when it comes to Big Baby, his handlers need to slow him down. You know what I mean? I know they really want to push him, and they kind of looking for that next great African American heavyweight.
Mm-hmm.
Wilder was that guy. That's why if Anderson won this fight, they was and Wilder won his fight, they were set to fight next. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that was supposed to be a passing of the torch type of fight. You know what I mean? But I think that they moved him too quick. He got a lot of holes in his game that he need to fix. You know what I mean? Head movement, pulling back in a straight line. You know, I don't think he even know how to fight on the inside. I think he's more of a, and then he kind of stands straight up, and
Mm-hmm.
that's something that I noticed. He don't got like good knee bend to where, if he need to get in, get out, he just kind of like straight up, just standing straight up, knees not bent, eyes are not locked in. He just kind of lazy with it. You know what I mean? And he need to also work on that as well, in my opinion. You need to get that good knee bend. If you're in there with a big dude like that, like you pointed out, he got to be able to get a lower stance and get a little lower so he can be able to slip punches and get inside and stay in dude chest and pivot and turn him. That's just my take on it. But Coley, I ain't gonna lie, I was shocked too. You know what I mean? That boy got power, and
Yes, sir.
I mean, like I say, power can change a lot of stuff. You could be as skilled as you want to be, because I'm not gonna lie to you. Out of the two, I mean, Bakoli's very skilled. He's very disciplined. He had a good fight plan, but I would say Jared Anderson was the more flashy when he throw his combination type of puncher, right? His stuff jumps off the page or jumps off the screen. My bad. When you watch him fight and he getting off, but Bakoli's is just like, uh, uh, you know what I mean? But it's effective. It's sharp. He know who he is as a fighter. You get what I mean? And Jared Big Baby Anderson got to find out who he is as a fighter. You know what I mean? You like this? You want to add to that, Coach?
No, no, no. I'm good on that one. That was a good fight, though.
All right, we gonna segue off into the next one. The main entree, Terrence Bud Crawford gets a Christmas gift early. Christmas came early for Terrence Crawford. He got a unanimous decision over Israel Madrimov. Coach, what you think about that? Let me know something. What did you see in that particular
Uh,
fight?
First and foremost, before we even get to the fight, was the Eminem concert needed? Because y'all gave me a great dose of melatonin to where I was fighting my sleep. I'm over here slipping, weaving, slipping, rolling. I'm over here trying to counter my sleep. Sleep slept me. It is what it is. So I got a chance to see, you know what I'm saying, the beginning of most of the first round, and I seen the beginning of the second round. And after that, I was out. So I was scrambling, this morning trying to hurry up and get to the highlights and see what really happened between the two. In my opinion, I'll be straight up honest. Unanimous, no. Unanimous, no. Majority, okay. Split, okay. Cool. I can rock with that. I see what the judges, seeing work, but one. All right, cool. I see that. Cool, no problem. But the unanimous, that should have been out the window. That should have been out the window. Number one, the unanimous should have been out the window because if you were really paying attention to the fight, and I'm just watching highlights. So if you're watching the fight and agree with the judges, go back, go back and study boxing, please. But anyways, go back and look at Terrence Crawford when he's at his best. Terrence Crawford was kind of hesitant. He wasn't as sharp. And this is the biggest asterisk to me. I now know and I now see that but Terrence Bud Crawford is not as slick of a fighter as we think he is. He's not as slick of a fighter as we think he is. I'm saying that because I want y'all to pay attention to it because it's gonna start to come into play a lot. Coming to play a lot.
Mm.
Especially once we go ahead and turn the ties and get to what we really want to talk about Bud Crawford. He's not as slick of a fighter as I thought he was, as I thought he was. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the overhand right was landing. Because if you slip the overhand right, it might get you one time, but multiple times, mm-mm-mm. If you're a
Mm.
slick fighter, the overhand right is nope, nope, nope. You countering off of that. That's what you look to counter off of. Overhand, right? Boom, boom, down, looping hook, straight down the middle, roll, come back with something else. You know what I'm saying? So I that alone takes the unanimous decision out of the equation. And not only that, Madrimov, he was awkward. He was a little bit different. He's not your standard boxer. He doesn't come with the classic skill set of a regular boxer or fighter. He's awkward. And we all know awkwardness tends to make people hesitant because you don't know where the shots are coming from. You don't know where they're going to step. You don't know how they're going to turn. They tend to go against the rules and they kind of go against the laws of boxing. They will make a move that most people wouldn't make in a certain situation. They might throw a left and then pivot to the right and then slip to the left. Like they might do something like that. That's not standard boxing. That's not classic boxing. And Madrimov was all of that last night, and it made this fight interesting. And in my opinion, this was one of Terrence Bud Crawford's toughest fights. One of them, if not, maybe the toughest fight on his resume. But at the same time, I don't see unanimous decision. You can see where Bud was hesitant. His power, I don't think his power went up with him. And a lot of people say, "Oh, that's crazy. You always get strong when you go up." No, you don't. Power doesn't translate everywhere. It definitely don't translate when you go down. But it's some instances where power don't translate when you go up. And I don't think Bud being at 154, your power not translating. I don't think that's a good recipe for you to be at 154. Because I'm finna get into the meat and potatoes of this subject right here. We know at 154. You got one of the big dogs coming back, and I ain't gonna mention his name. I'm gonna let K Po talk about it because hey, this is subject, and I kind of agree with him now that we got one of the big dogs coming back. And I'm gonna say this too, Canelo, leave that alone.
Mm.
Leave that alone. This right here was enough to let me know because I thought I was one of those people who thought Bud can get in there and give Canelo a run for his money. But Dreamov's punching combination repertoire ain't nowhere near Canelo's. Head movement ain't nowhere near. Footwork ain't nowhere near. IQ ain't nowhere near. None of that. But Dreamov is a C-level fighter when you compare him to a Canelo.
Mm. Mm.
Leave him alone. Don't end your career that way. Don't
Mm.
go towards that man. Leave him alone. And like I say, Canelo started with a chip like this, but he know we've been barking and talking about him running and ducking and dodging and diving everywhere else, but the right way. So that chip like this now, he carrying the chip now, and you don't want to be the guy. He finally say, I'm tired of this chip. Let me drop it on. Let me drop it on him. Since you keep calling my name, let me drop this chip on him. Don't be that guy, bud. Stay away, far away. You don't want to be like Dorothy Sleep Clicky Hill saying there's no place like home. You feel me? But I'm gonna leave it at that. This was not a unanimous decision. I see where Bud won the fight, but at the same time it was not unanimous. A good fight plan from a dream off. He came in there, he performed, he showed out, he did what he was supposed to do. I see him coming back being the champion again at 154 sometime down the road. But at the same time, like I say, Bud, be careful on how you move at 154. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Capo, you got
Terrence Crawford lost to Israel Madrimov. That is what it is. I'm not finna sit here and he lost. I had a 7-5 Israel Madrimov. Israel Madrimov led the fight in every statistical category you could think of. So how do you lose a fight by unanimous decision if you are leading in every statistical category in the fight? Punches landed, all that. You get what I mean? So um, he was he was given a gift. Like I said, a birthday gift. You know what I mean? He finna be 37 now, I think in a month and a half. So, he got an early birthday present for them judges. Now, what I saw in the fight, I mean, you broke it down so eloquently, so I don't really need to go into the details. All I'm gonna say is this: I saw Terrence Crawford that basically is probably gonna be biting off more than he could chew, and he could be taking a loss if he don't move in the right manner. Right now, there's a guy that used to be the undisputed champion at 154 pounds, and he announced, I think, last week that he's coming back at 154 pounds. And you two have history together. You two are supposed to fight each other. And if I'm Jamel Charlo,
mm-hmm.
I'm asking for a Terence Crawford fight immediately. That's me. I'm pressing Terence Crawford immediately. I'm stepping straight to Terence Crawford, right? You may be asking yourself, boss, why you talking about Jermell Charlo and Terence Crawford? Jermell Charlo lost to Canelo and he let all his belts go. He did let all his belts go. He did. Right? But that's the only reason why he don't have them belts. Nobody beat him. Right? Nobody beat him for them belts. Yeah, he fought Canelo for his belts, but nobody beat him for his belts. He still was the undisputed champion at 154 pounds. So all I'm saying at the end of the day is that lion coming back and he ready to roar. And what a perfect fight than Terence Crawford. Right? Now, a lot of y'all booty warriors gonna get mad. So if you don't want to hear this, cut this off. All I'm gonna say is this. Charlo gonna sleep Terence Crawford. I told y'all from the jump, and I've been telling y'all this for the longest time. When he lines up in southpaw, that overhand right is money, and Madrimov landed it over and over and over and over again. That's why I was like this after the fight. That overhand right is money, and I'm telling you. And I'm gonna reveal something. When Errol Spence fought Terence Crawford, I picked Errol Spence, right? I was wrong. Okay? But the revealing is this. I wasn't even 100% sure that Errol Spence was going to win. But I picked Errol Spence because he was fundamentally sound. He fought better competition. He was the more proven fighter, right? That's just why I picked Errol Spence. It made sense to pick Errol Spence, right?
Right.
I'm 1,000% sure that Jermell Charlo will beat Terence Crawford. 1,000. Here's why. Jermell Charlo, when he was with Ronnie Shields, boxed. He was a boxer. Didn't have that many knockouts. Got with Derrick James, start sleeping people. Everybody that he beat for that belt, sleep. Jason Rosario gave birth. He was. That's the first time I seen a man have a baby in the ring. He was giving birth in there. That man was pushing out a baby in the ring. Pause. Heavy pause on that. Bo was breathing like he was pushing out some kids. Brian Castano fell to his knees like he was finna pray. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to keep this funky. That boy right there, Twin Charlo, the little one, the angry one, that's the one you want to stay away from. And I know Bud, he like that. And I ain't taking nothing away from him. He a dog. But that boy Charlo a lion. And last time I checked, I ain't seen no dog being able to beat no lion. And all I'm saying at the end of the day, I see that fight, Bud gonna be up on the cards, and that lion gonna strike. And when he strike, he taking a chunk of your life out of you, and that's it. Sleep. And it's gonna be that what? Overhand right. Bud need to analyze this. You moving up into a weight class that nobody is undefeated in. All the top guys have taken one loss or many losses. Okay? From Erickson Lubin to Fundura to Tim Tszyu to Brian Castano to Brian Mendoza. You know, all these top guys, even Jermell Charlo, have taken a loss. You're in a division that's a hotbed for an L. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody coming out of this unscathed. So, you got to move accordingly. But you got a belt now, so now you food. So now everybody going to want to fight you. You going to get your wish, right? Everybody wants to knock on Crawford. Oh, Crawford wanted to fight the greats, and they blackmailed him, and they didn't want to fight him. They ain't going to give him no shot. Well, now they going to be knocking at your door. They going to come knocking your door. Some going to be kicking your door. Some going to be picking the lock. Charlo. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And I mean, the Canelo talk, I ain't even going to address that. That's out the window. You dealing with some real hitters at 54 who got power. That power that you had at 47, let me tell you something. The shots he hit Madrimov with, he was dropping boys with those shots at 47 and 40. Madrimov took a combination where his head did this, and he still was in front of Bud like this.
Facts.
So Bud has to understand this. It's time to hunt, and you the prey. You the prey.
This
They
what he
looked at
wanted.
you. They looked at you. You want this. You wanted all these great fights. Now they finna come get you. And hey, you still got Errol Spence who won his get back. Errol Spence name, and I reported this on my page on Boss Hog Boxing. I said Errol Spence in an article according to BoxingNews24.com. He only wants 2 fights: Fundura and Terrence Crawford. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And who's to say at 54, Errol Spence fights a whole different type of fight? You know, boss, I ain't never made no excuses when it came to that fight. We gave Terrence Crawford his full credit.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some underlying issues that I'm hearing that may have been wrong with Errol Spence. And all I'm saying is that 54, a bigger, stronger Errol Spence. I don't know. Because right now, all we could go off of is your last fight. And based off that last fight, it don't look like your power's there.
Don't look good at all, in my opinion. Don't look good at all.
But I got to go off the grid a little bit. Sean Porter, you know, a great fighter, had a great career, fought everybody. He was really, I was surprised that how much sack chasing he was doing to Terrence Crawford. This man was really like, I don't know what's up with Sean Porter. But he be like him, him and Terrence are friends, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But Andre Ward is friends with Terrence Crawford too. And Andre Ward told Terrence Crawford to his face, Errol Spence ain't ducking you. Andre Ward told Terrence Crawford to his face, hey, you got dropped by Madrimov. You got dropped. Terrence Crawford denied it. He said, I don't care what you say. You got dropped. That's a real friend. Sean Porter agreeing with everything that Terrence Crawford doing, and he making sure on the telecast that, hey, I got Terrence Crawford up 5-1. Are you serious?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So I just needed to address that. I don't know like if he truly meant what he was saying. I don't know. But that gotta change. Like you can't be sack chasing no fighter like that, bro. Especially when you got everybody that was on that analyst thing with you looking at you like, what? Now you got it 5-1? Like, no, I got it, this is a close fight. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was very close. Like you said, it could have been a draw. I would have been cool with a draw or Madrimov winning. Terrence Crawford winning by unanimous decision is ludicrous to me. But that's my take. You got anything else you want to say, Coach?
No, I'm good. You said everything that needed to be said. I said what I needed to say. Hey, only thing we're gonna add to this and say more, say less. Make sure y'all subscribe, comment, like, share, and continue to roll with us while we roll with the punches. You feel me? Shout out Mike, shout out Jeff, shout out Peso, and anybody else that we came along and grew with throughout this podcast history. And we continue to grow. You know what I'm saying? Stick with us. We got a lot more coming to y'all. Hopefully, we got a lot more coming from the boxing side of things. You know what I'm saying? And once we slow down with the boxing, we'll get into other topics. But right now, this is the hot topic. So we're going to continue to hit y'all over the head with some boxing talk. And it is what it is. That's my main man right there, Boss Hog, Boss Dog, K Pope the Dope. I'm Brody on the Hustle, a.k.a. Coach B. Hey, till next time, salute. You know what it is. We clutched up and clutched out.